which is on the topic Empowering Digital Transformation with Future-Ready Data Centers. And for this, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Prashant Anthony, who is the Vice President Data Center Services at Sify Technologies Limited. Giving a brief introduction, Mr. Prashant is a highly experienced IT professional with over 27 plus years in the industry. He holds a BE in Computer Science and a Six Sigma Green Belt. Prashant currently serves as the Vice President of Data Center Services for Sify, where he leads global business development and product management for data center operations. Over the course of 19 years, he has specialized in data center, cloud and managed services, making significant contribution to the industry's growth and innovation. With this, let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good morning and great to be here with you. We are talking digital. Digital is genuinely here to stay. It is not some hype that was created for certain time by certain vendors, by certain bodies, but it is genuinely here to stay. Now let's compare India with the two big superpowers from the digital point of view. And these ratings are not from some vendor, not from some IT supplier, but they are from CRISIL, which is a financial ratings organization. Comparing India to the big two superpowers, USA and China, population well all known, internet penetration known. The other three aspects in which we deal in some form or the other, e-commerce, whether it is banking, payment gateway companies, so many other aspects related to e-commerce. We are doing extremely well compared to even the big country like USA. OTT subscription, still some areas lacking behind with the big two, but there is a huge steep upward penetration towards it. And finally, the data center capacity is growing and it's rapidly growing. So there is a big demand for digitization. There is a big supply towards the digitization, and there is a good ecosystem of everything that is required for India to be a digital company, a digital country. Everything is in place. This really makes India and its story for digitalization a reality and not just some myth. Again, further deep diving, the figures show for itself. We are talking about 20% CAGR in the cloud adoption. That's huge. That's extremely huge. We are already at a significant figure. And then another big rise there. 27% increase in digital commerce, CAGR. That's huge, phenomenal. We are doing extremely well out there. Again, the DPDP clauses that are coming in, the data protection new draft bill that is coming in, giving lot of power to the users, the end users like us, that is making global companies come to India, set up their operations in here. Again, 5G rollout, extremely well. Big data analytics growth, extremely important. Why does this all matter? All these are clear indications that digital is here to stay and it will remain for a long time, and it is now a part of everyone's lives. Now, we talk about data centers as the enablers for this digital growth. So as users, as CIOs, as leaders in the CIO organizations, what should you expect from a data center provider? Or what should everyone expect from a data center provider? 100% uptime? Yes, 100% uptime. I repeat, 100% uptime. If you are not at 100% uptime, you are in the news. This week, two large banks in Asia were in the news. I don't want to name them, they're generally good banks. They were in the news because some of the Singapore operation and a light country operations couldn't happen. Why? Because one data center failed. If you are not at 100%, you are in the news, and those news are not good news. Best practices covering safety, security, availability. When I, working for Sify, and provision a large floor, a huge set of racks for my customer, I have seen customers who really pull us for information security. There are other set of customers who pull us hard for availability. There are other set of customers who pull us hard for ESG. to the extent that if the exit signs are not in place, they don't have fluorescent lighting around it, they don't have LED light around it, and their light have to be backed up by UPS, not from the main server or UPS, but from the emergency UPS. They simply don't accept the facility. That's the level of criticality it has been assigned to the smallest of the features in the setup. So whether it is physical security, application security, everything is extremely critical. PUE. Organizations today say, what is the lowest PUE? Not for cost reasons, but they say, I will raise my temperature to 26 degrees. Can you give me a lower PUE? I said, yes, more than happy. More than happy. And I sign SLEs, I sign contracts with them which enable them. On the other hand, not just 2 weeks ago, in my own data center, I met a CIO, his team saying, I want 16 degrees temperature. I said, sir, we are in data center business, not in refrigeration business. I told the CIO, sir, we are in data center business, we are not in refrigeration business. No, Prashant, you don't understand why I'm asking this. 3 CPUs burnt. If you have 3 CPUs burned, that means the place wherever you are, the airflow is not proper, the humidity monitoring, the temperature monitoring is not happening. I will ensure that every rack of yours, every server of yours gets the right temperature, gets the right same of airflow. I have a humidity temperature monitoring for each of the aisles, each of the rows, ensuring every server, every rack, whether it is 5 kilowatt in one rack and 15 kilowatt in the next rack, gets uniform airflow. That is what should be given and proposed. Just because some customer says, I want X degrees, I am more than happy to sign up. No, not from a service provider point of view also. So these things are extremely important. Information security processes, banks, payment gateway companies, so many, they just rely on the data centers based certifications to take their certification ahead. To the extent even hyperscalers, I provide services to hyperscalers, they rely on my services when they are applying for various bidding for the projects, including government projects, including large projects. So the certification these data center providers carry, which I carry, are extremely important from the user's point of view to comply to your regulations, comply to your requirements, and these are critical. Mega campuses. Why? Because you want capacities now, you want capacities of 18 months, you may need capacities after some more time. How many of you have come across and asked your colocation provider, I want more racks, and the colocation provider said, sorry sir, I cannot give you racks because my facility is full. I had to do that to my customers, and that's the most painful thing I have to do towards my customer. When my customer says, I want more rack space, I want more capacities, I want 300 kilowatt, I want 1 megawatt, and I say, sorry sir, 6 more months, my that floor is getting ready, or 18 more months, my another tower is getting ready. That is not something that is to happen now. So mega campuses here to stay. Global designs. Things that are required now, things that are about to come in year 25, things that are going to come beyond. These are extremely important. You don't know what type of servers are going to come in year 2026. We are talking about 30 kilowatt racks. I power my customers 30 kilowatt racks. 30 kilowatts per rack. Now that is about to go to 50. We are talking about liquid cooling. We are talking about immersion cooling. All this is happening. So base data center infrastructure should be able to take care of that. We are talking about floor load bearing capacity, which is 2100 kg, a floor to floor height, which is 6.3 meters, now going to 7 meters. All of it is essential. And then the operations practices, global in nature. Most customers come with a requirement, a critical requirement that my data center in Ireland, in Singapore, in Mumbai, in Los Angeles should have same parameters. Should have same parameters. Because it has to be extremely uniform. So when they demand that level of operation efficiency, that level of standards, the data center providers should be able to address those aspects, and they are extremely important. Green power. We all are IT users, IT buyers. You provision racks. Can you envisage a rural person, a lady who is cooking something on a earthen pot, on a fire? Easy to understand, right? Put some wood, lit a fire, put a pot, cook on it. If I say your servers run on the same fire, would you be happy to accept that? Your servers run on coal. Your servers run on coal, and that's worse because that coal is from the fossils. At least tree can be replanted and regrown. In rural India it happens. Trees are grown again. Fossils are gone. Here we are cool and comfortable. This AC runs on coal. 80% plus of power in India is from thermal. So it is extremely essential that the data center provider is able to give green power to your assets. Very happy to tell that within Bangalore itself, Sify's data center is actually 84% green, coming from green sources, solar as well as wind. That is important. That's how I can say with authority, this is what you should demand. So it's very easy to say everything is nice, but no. When I say sustainable, proof, it should be available. Flexibility for services, reliability. I talk about this example. The very large bank in India, the CTO calls our CTO and says, everything is stable, right? I don't want to hear something that Singapore people are hearing. No sir, don't worry, relax, everything is fine. That is reliability, that's flexibility. You want to grow? Yes, you should grow. The very way you should grow is how your business grows. Now, I have segregated typical customers into 3 segments. All of us are mostly on the right hand side where we are banks, manufacturing companies, but there are 2 other large segments also. And just taken 3 important criteria of each of them. What does a hyperscale users need? They need multi-towers, simply multi-towers, because they will contract one tower and say after 2 more years I want another tower and I cannot cross the public roads because my safety features really require that I shouldn't go on a van, I should remain on land. Global design and compliances, multiple sites in the same city for availability zones, extremely important. Green energy. Global organizations are extremely sensitive towards asking. Some of the calls I get in the first discussion itself, can you give green energy? I am raising my RFI. If you are not giving your green energy, I am not sending my RFI to you. So don't worry, these are my requirements, these are my readiness to you. Then the other segment is OTT and the internet exchanges. OTT is the one in our phone, we take a thumb and do Facebook, Netflix, keep on watching. They are the ones. So for them, uptime is given. For them, extreme interconnection. For them, the user should have very, very seamless usage. So right from the place where the content is generated, to the internet exchanges, to the peering points, to the ISPs who give you your fiber last mile, internet reaches you, everything has to be really smooth. They require everything which is highly interconnected. Their needs are completely different. And then the most of the users like us, multi-tower, multi-sites, because we have a primary site within the same city, within 25 kilometers, we need a near DR site, it should be a synchronous replication. There should be a far DR site, a Mumbai, Bangalore, or a Mumbai, Hyderabad, or a Bangalore with Noida, all those combinations. Comprehensive suite of services for digital transformation. Extremely important. I'll just come to it in the next slide. And the regulatory compliances. I have a slide which really talks about all the regulatory compliances. Whether it is SOC 1, SOC 2, PCI DSS. Most payment gateway companies, others, rely on the data center providers' base certification to take their services ahead. Here they are. So from being a data center which is having cloud adjacency, why? Because for an organization like yours, the data center is everywhere. Data center is everywhere. Data center used to be in our own server hall in the main corporate building or the IT building. Then data center started coming in the co-location house, a data center provider's house. Then some capacities are also taken in a private cloud with a co-location provider. And then now capacities are taken with the public cloud, not one cloud but multiple clouds. So your compute is residing in your in-house location, in a colos, your own secure racks, the private cloud in the co-location provider, as well as the public clouds, and some also in the edges. Your data center is everywhere. Your strategies have to be uniform. So that's where a data center provider who can give you adjacency for cloud, he can give you a private cloud service. But now again talking about GPUs. GPUs as a service is also available. Your service provider should be able to give that too. Again on security, zero trust. A big session just happened a few minutes ago. SD-WAN, SASE services, all extremely important. This was on the infrastructure. Now on the services, right from the very basic, which India did for a very long time, the operating system, database and application management, given but extremely important. Network managed services, security managed services, multi-cloud platforms, ability to give you orchestration and minimization and optimization of your hybrid clouds, your multiple clouds, extremely important. App modernization, full stack observability. Going further on the core digital, your SCM, your CRM management tools, that functioning, optimization around it, digital asset management, and your enterprise applications could be a SAP and Oracle or any other system that you are using. Support around those services, extremely important. So this is how your data center partner should be able to service you with. And that is extremely important for your growth with the data center and data center growth, or data center providers growth with you. In summary, your scalability, security, global compliances, energy efficient design. I'll come to it in the slides to follow. Total manageability, low latency connects to the hyperscale clouds, because you also have a leg towards social media. You want your connects on Facebook, you want your corporate connects on Twitters. You have a corporate account, somebody running on Facebook. Marketing campaigns run around those social media platforms also. So they have to be well connected. AI and ML based controls. I can give again another example. The PUE is best effectively done when the chiller system and others are well maintained. Today, data centers, Sify, runs an AI based system to determine the speed of the fan and the compressors which pass water to the air handling units, and optimizing it around properly so that the PUE is well taken care of. And that is very dynamically done based on our own historical data that is pumped into the AI system, and then the system runs accordingly. Very brief on CIOs. Most of your CIOs and all of us are part of the CIO organization. Very brief, we have been doing it for many years. Focus is on speed and velocity without sacrificing the integrity of the very basic functions. While trying to do new things, do not forget the basics. We sometimes try to focus on the so many outside things, but the basics are not in place, and that's where the problems start in. So whether your team is doing IT ops, is the CTO's organization, the CIO or CISO organization, or the chief digital organization, everything has to be systematically done, and the core things have to be really looked into. So what does it require? Incidentally, when I sent these slides to the team earlier, I wasn't aware all things had to happen here, and most of it are actually covered. Business continuity got covered, securities got covered, enhancing user experience got covered, and how to find the right partner to do the right things got covered in here. So these are certain things which are extremely important. They are their priorities. Having the right team to do it is extremely important. Historical CIO, digital CIO. This is not for you to feel bad or miserable. I will not do the talking, let the slides do the talking. Sorry. In some aspects, you may be on the left hand side. In some aspects, you may be on the right hand side. There is always time that we'll have to scale, you have to go up the line, and that is how it should be. So for some areas, if you are on the left hand side, do not worry, every organization is not the same. The most digital organization will still have something on premises. We talk about Ola and Uber, everything is on the cloud. But just outside Bangalore, Bangalore airport, there is a hub saying, if you want to book Ola, come here, I will give it to you. So everybody needs some form of brick and mortar. So if you are on some areas in the left hand side, do not worry, things continue and we always have a path towards growth. Now something on Sify. Prashant, what is this? You have put so many blocks, too busy a slide. Each of them are my data centers. Each of them are my data centers. The ones in green are ones that are operational, ones in pink, orange, rather brown are the ones that are under construction, and the pink are in the planning stage. Now, what does it mean to you as an user? What does it mean to me as a service provider? A user has capacities to be taken in Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, all major locations where you would want your application to run from, available with ample scalability. And for me, I have the same options when I can have a primary site, a DR site, a near DR site, all of them working well together. Some of the pictures for the mega campuses that are coming up. Mumbai is really big, it's almost like a township. Noida coming up again, Chennai too coming up. Bangalore, we have an existing data center where we have in electronic city where we have ample capacities. We'll maybe in 18 months time we'll run out of capacities in a Bangalore one data center. We are creating another data center. This is in the aerospace city area, and then of course in Hyderabad we are making a horizontal, a block-based architecture. Scalability on the go, extremely important. Continuity, extremely important. So across the India, 11 data centers live, many more coming up, 100 plus megawatt running. We are adding 350 megawatt of IT power. That's huge. That's huge. 200 megawatt of renewable energy contracted and live in my locations. So if you are taking services from Sify's data centers, your servers not always run on coal. They run on solar. They run on wind also. Truly carrier neutral. When I say truly carrier neutral, we encourage telcos to come in. Your network could run on Airtel, your network could run on Jio, could run on Tata Communication, Sify as a network provider. What we believe is more the merrier. More network operators in my data center, good for you. Because you can just interoperably use any of them. Continued investments in automation, creative deployments for hyperscalers, lots of hyperscalers, but we have strict NDAs, we don't name them, but they are somebody from whom we have learned. I can happily say that. They are somebody from whom we have learned. And they themselves keep on learning so much, they may keep us on our toes, and what we do for them in our data centers is the same set of security for you, same set of availability for you, same set of best practices for you. So that's an advantage for a smallest of customer. In my data center, multiple floors get taken by one hyperscaler, and I have another small customer who just takes 2 racks. So the operating practices for my data centers are uniform. So the customer who just takes 1 rack also benefits because my operating practices are identical for the entire facility. So that's how a big advantage comes in. Rich interconnect of ecosystems and build-to-suit capacities. Data center MEP. Now, I talked about some of the big capacities that are coming up. Any guess what would be my monthly electricity bill in Mumbai? When I normally ask this question when I say what is our residential monthly electricity bill. Somebody says 3,000, somebody says 5,000. In Bangalore, I hear that most of you get free electricity, so there are no electricity bills. That's a different story. My electricity bill for 1 month in Mumbai is excess of 20 crores. That's the capacity. Now, right from the substation to the HT panel, the LT panels, generators, UPS, transformers in between, PDUs to the rack. If I am misconfigured by 5%, if my losses have crept in by 5%, I lose 1 crore per month just for losses. So imagine the amount of efforts I spend in ensuring that these losses are eliminated or completely reduced. That is my ESG focus. That is my ESG focus. So it is selection of equipment that are very high efficiency, not just because the product is low in cost, it is extremely important. Equipment with high energy saving parameters, especially at low utilization levels. Your equipment will behave well, perform well at when your utilization level goes to 60% to 80%. Most equipment do that. But when you just start a device, you're utilizing less than 20%, 50%. How efficient is that? That is important. Again, ASHRAE guidelines. ASHRAE guidelines says the right temperature, right humidity parameters. I talked of some very well-informed customers, mature customers saying, I want 26 degrees temperature, fine with it, give me lowest PUVs. Fine, you can do that. And also I gave example of a person asking for 16 degrees. So difficult to meet everybody's requirements on the same floor, but yes, these are ASHRAE guidelines we follow, make things very easy for them. ISO 14001 environmental certification, extremely important. Extremely important. Carbon abatement policy, low PUV, low WE. Now these are about equipment. Second part is about my processes. Third part is I buy green power. Your data center provider should have green power. Green power from sustainable sources, from solar. Now solar can work only effectively between 10 AM to 4 PM. It can't do 24/7, right? But data center have to run 24/7. So wind comes into picture. Wind mills run well in the evening, so that becomes more effective. So I am able to do a huge portion of green power through this type of contracts. Being carbon neutral, option to secure highest RE penetration. In Mumbai, I am going close to 60 to 70%. Bangalore, I am close to 90% green. So that's green. That's when I can say I am genuinely green. Now you might say, Prashant, itna aage gaye 100% pahunch jao. We have gone so far, why not 100%? Well, the regulations don't allow you. The power lines are still the BESCOM power lines or the MSCDCL power lines or the respective state electricity boards power lines. And they have to take care of their own interests. So you really can't be 100% green. Regulation don't allow. So as much as the regulations allow, we are green. Rated 3, these are the compliances. Now when I am complied with these certificates, you relax that your infrastructure, your compliance requirements are taken care of. Now compare trying to have a rated 3 or SOC 1, SOC 2 or PCI DSS in your own in-house data center. Too very expensive. But then this becomes a complete base certifications for you to comply with your regulations, for you to comply with your business needs. Even hyperscalers ask the certifications. Even while applying for government project, they ask the certification. So I give a declaration, these are certification I have, these are number of racks they have, etc. The typical MATI and other clearances that are required. Last slide, just proof of the pudding. I am talking about top 5 banks being hosted with us. I am talking about largest digital wallets and fintech companies hosted with us. I am talking about global OTT providers, Netflix, Facebooks hosted with us, largest social media networks, largest payment gateway companies, largest general insurance companies. I am leaving you with a question. With all these large banks, all these large financial institutions, can you imagine the percentage of financial transactions that are run from Sify data centers? I am not talking trading, not the NAC, BAC, they are completely different. But the financial trading, how much of them run from Sify data centers? I don't have a goodie to give, but just a thought for you, just a question for you. I don't know to name, but extremely high percent of financial transaction, whether they are UPI, they are IMPS or NEFT or any other type of wallet or the phone निकालते हैं, scan करते हैं, payment हो गया, pick up the good and go. A lot of it happens from my data centers. I just leave you with a small video.
Rapid digital adoption in India across sectors has led to data explosion. The rollout of 5G, accelerated adoption of cloud, data sovereignty, government's measures like Digital India are some of the key drivers accentuating towards India's digital growth, and data centers form an essential part of this ambition. India's data center market is growing, and we are poised to be a global hub in the years to come. Sify Technologies is India's digital infrastructure leader that has been deploying technological advancements to enterprises for over 2 decades. Our cloud at core vision is built on world-class data centers, cloud and network assets, and a wide portfolio of professional and digital services. We continue to manage some of India's mission-critical infrastructure, building a platform for India's digital future. Our Cloud at Core framework is aligned to our customers' digital pursuit. Data centers form an essential part of every company's hybrid cloud ecosystem and are at the fulcrum of its digital transformation. Committed to empower enterprises, we are India's first commercial data center provider. With 11 data centers pan-India, 100 megawatt of IT power and a roadmap to add 350 megawatt by 2025, we are ready to meet your business-critical digital priorities. Our 2+ decades of operational experience connecting 50+ edge data centers ensures seamless access and superior user experience on a high-speed network. Our data centers are truly carrier neutral. Our AI and ML-driven automated systems enable intelligent analytics for informed decisions. And all our data centers are backed with stringent security policies, delivering industry-leading uptime and high availability of services, keeping environment sustainability at the center of our efforts. Sify is proud to host some of the most mission-critical infrastructure of national importance. It's time to fast-track your digital transformation journey with agile, resilient, scalable, digital-ready IT infrastructure with a partner who is forging India's digital growth story, Sify Technologies. Tried, tested, trusted. For over 22 years now, your leading digital infrastructure partner.
Thank you very much. Thank you.